This is TheePorchPodcast. And this is the conversation section. We are recording. My name is Quince. We are recording, and yeah, we was actually in a part of the conversation. We were just talking nonsensical, and I asked a dumbass question. I was like, "So you heard of the word tiff?" And you said, "Yeah." So the word tiff means what to you, again?
Tiff? If you
Yes.
get into a tiff, it's like a minor beef. Small argument.
Okay. Tiff is a minor beef. It's not beef in the streets. It's just a minor beef. Okay, I can understand that. So
No, we get into tiffs with family members and coworkers.
oh, okay. So you saying a tiff is like a little spat, like they call them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a tiff, you can't have a tiff with somebody in the street. Somebody in the street that has to be beef. If,
But
if I don't agree with
you ain't
you
never
and
had
I get
a minor argument with somebody in the streets. Like you never had like a situation was like not super serious, but it was serious enough.
somebody in the streets,
Yeah.
we can't have nothing minor. We can't have nothing. We in the streets. Either we
Oh,
have nothing or we have a problem.
damn. See, I didn't even know you starting the convo with this type of energy. Yo, episode 54, and Quinn said he outside. If y'all niggas want beef, feel me? Ain't taking no BS or 2022. Get together. Um, but yeah, so I started this difference in the recording process that's been working for me. I think I was just gonna ask your opinion on air or whatever. What you been thinking about the tracks and the way I changed the part into the segments and everything like that? You feeling it or
Yeah, you coming with some new energy, with something
new
different
new
for
content?
2022. Yeah.
Okay. So what? Let's be real. Let's be real. The lyricism, has the lyricism been there?
You got to think for the 2022, you're trying to stay barred up, and that's a good thing.
Okay. So you've been feeling the similes and then the punchlines and all that.
Yeah, I'm saying you ain't Benny the Butcher, but you get it.
Oh, okay. So you saying I'm getting better, but I'm still not. I'm not Hove tier or nothing.
No, you ain't bringing the Tanner talk yet. You haven't got
Mm.
the first
You
project where you really need to put it out there and put it on recording, but you get it.
man, you want those funny shit? Yesterday, I'm fucking around bullshitting with the guys. Yo, shout out my nigga Beans Seal. It was his birthday yesterday, or what birthday weekend, whatever. Well, I was bullshitting with M, and we was all talking. And one of our boys, Drew, shout out to my nigga Drew. He was like, "Yo, I ain't even fucking with you else, cause you be online, you be acting like, you know what I mean, like you can rap and shit, you can't rap. You be like, yo, because yeah, yo, like he made it seem like I be rhyming like mad slow, like I'm having a conversation." So he was like, yo, you just be sounding ass. Like, I'm like, damn. Nigga, I get told more often by the people that I know that I sound horrible. Then all the straight, yo, most of my real supporters, niggas, all strangers, bro. Like, yo, somebody just recently been listening to the pod, liking all the posts and shit. This nigga, what this nigga from? Okay, so he from Cali, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he from Norway. You know how them niggas is about hip hop and all that, and Brussels and all that. You know them niggas from the Brussels sprouts. You know how they get down. The Jean Claude Van Dammes and all that. You know how they feel about it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, they be spending all the money in the world on these niggas. Nigga, how the fuck you think Griselda got the bread they got?
Yeah.
For
The
real.
people we know, we are the main enemies. Oh, what's up, John?
You know what I'm saying? So we really talking about a situation, in my opinion, in hip hop right now where media matters more than music. And I'm gonna keep it mad 100. Your media image, your media presence, what was the last TikTok that you tried to do? What was the last clip that they put you in from, whether if it's Ebro talking about you or Charlamagne talking about you, because right now it's literally like three heads, and I'm gonna mention them. It's for our community. It's Ebro, it's Charlamagne, and it's Joe Buns. I gotta put them back out there because I'm gonna congratulate them on a really good interview with Nicki Minaj. Yo, I really sat there and listened through the whole thing, bro. It was mad interesting, nigga. Like, it's Nicki Minaj we talking about, nigga. But look,
And
I
she
already
doesn't do a
know.
lot of interviews.
What? One more time.
So she doesn't do a lot of interviews nowadays.
Thank you. Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I'm not about to sit here and be like, Buns is the best interview of all time. I'm not gonna say all that, but he's come a long way from being the nigga that was spitting at the end of the Cool tape. You know what I'm saying? He literally was at the last 2 minutes of the Clue tape. It wasn't like, yo, when we grew up, he wasn't known like that. Like, when we grew up, it felt like the only two niggas in the whole world who listened to Buttons was me and you. Because in the beginning,
I like the stuff he did on them Clue Chase better than his actual albums.
yo, honestly, I think the Clue Chase was who I thought he was, and I realized that was Mouse, right? And I realized Mouse became Joe Buttons when he did the albums, and his real demeanor was mad more depressed. It wasn't so worried about the punchlines. It wasn't so worried about the bars like that. And I started to realize that his freestyle started to mirror his music. So where he lost that hunger, he lost that street appeal, all that whoa, 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 all that, that animatedness of him went with the mixtapes and it never came back. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But obviously there are times saying this like, oh, these niggas talking about Joe Budden, but you gotta understand why I'm giving them that props is, for instance, I took Rory and Maul's side in the beef. When they was beefing, they wasn't seeing eye to eye about the contracts and all that. And even me and you had a couple different conversations or whatever, having discussions about, what was right, what was wrong, about niggas basically doing what's best for their own brand. Because let's be real. We could call Joe Budden whatever we want in this conversation, but if he protected himself, to me it looked like he protected himself. And he protected himself so much so that the most aggressive thing that they did towards him was literally keep him in a legal battle and just come up with their own show. Like they literally, to me, seemingly never were really able to strike a real blow towards him because his core fan base didn't leave him. But what I'll say is, like how I did, a lot of the fans of the pod, though, of the online YouTube pod, left to go see what Rory and Mo was talking about. But I think a lot of people, because we enjoyed their dynamic, we thought it was going to be something different, and we thought that they was going to be doing some different stuff. And honestly, I can't believe that niggas did like 20, 30 episodes in like the course of 2, 3 months. And it's literally been like the same regurgitated episode over and over again. I don't want to make this like the time stamp part. Oh, well, we're trashing the new Rory and Mo pod. But what I'm saying is that in that interview, I remembered why I became interested in the man's career. And I remembered that it's always been his ability to speak and communicate. And on another level than certain niggas. You know what I'm saying? So when he was communicating with Nikki, I just kept thinking to myself, neither one of these niggas can do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kept saying, yeah, that white boy could never, yo. Like he can't hold a candle to Joe, and he can't hold a candle to Joe because Joe has a certain kind of level of confidence that these niggas lack. You know what I'm saying? And it's that undying, unwavering shit, like that shit that keeps you alone a lot of the times. That's what keeps you unique. And yeah, in a bad sort of way, but the bad sort of way makes for good entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why I could partner, I could keep partner, I could keep having 1,100 views, and I just broke one of my personal records, over 10 likes, over 1,300 views the other day. You know what I'm saying? And I still struggle to have like the core 30 people that I know in real life to actually like the goddamn pod, to actually press the like button, bro. People that are in my DMs telling me how to make this shit better, telling me that they listen, telling me that they appreciate what I'm doing, that they don't want me to stop, are literally actively listening and actively not liking. And it bugs me the fuck out because if those 30 people were doing it, it'd be always 30 likes. You understand what I'm saying? But those 30 people have been so content on showing me to other people, just listening, just judging and admiring, that it's helped propel me. Just they're looking at it, but it's kept me down. You know what I'm saying? Where certain people, I don't even know if they even interact with the damn posts. Like they'll see it, they'll like it in their DMs, like, all right, thanks. Like thanks for the, you know what I'm saying? Like thanks for the upload into my DM that I didn't ask you for. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they're failing to realize, like, if you got the cojones to follow me, god damn, have the damn decency to tap the screen twice. All you got to do is tap the screen twice. Go to the DM that I showed you. Go into the DM. That's 2 times, and just tap the damn like 3 taps tops. You know what I mean?
See, the one thing you fail to realize is in life, nobody does something because you want to do it. They do it because they want to do it.
Word, for real. So that's why, like I say, after that, after I reached that milestone that I was waiting to reach, that I wanted to be like one of those niggas to be like, yo, I got thousands of views or whatever. I started to realistically reevaluate what I was doing. I just said, you know what, fuck all that other shit about these 30 people. I went back into the art. When I went back into the art, it reminded me of something that Nikki said in that interview that they had, where she was just like, the moment is so important, so creative. Where like if because different things that get me out of my square, get me out of my moment, get me out of my comfort zone. But as necessary as it may be, sometimes, other times it's like, how do I put this? Other times it's like those same things may work, but they also be a detriment. Like being in a moment, sometimes it's not good because you want to be paying attention to what you're doing and certain things. You want to be able to have this mentality of what you're doing that's going to affect your future, that's going to affect tomorrow. But then it's almost like being an artist is the polar opposite to that. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like me being a creative. It's like the polar opposite to me being responsible. You know what I'm saying? And like on the days where I've done maybe less as far as like work, I've done more partying. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes in my times of wanting to party so bad I can't, which I haven't been in a while. I haven't dropped an emergency party in months. You know what I'm saying? Is because yeah, like I said to myself last 6 months, I'm gonna put something into the graph. I'm gonna, do more than just pick 2 or 3 emojis and write a name. I'm gonna do more than just, you know what I'm saying? Think it's cool to me. You see what I'm saying? So I started to look for other things. I started to try to marry more concepts to the concept. You know what I'm saying? Where what I realized was is that the visual aspect matters more to people than what people would like to admit. Podcasts or not. Like I'm showing content to the wider audience from a smaller base. That's what podcasts are supposed to be. Whatever. It's not supposed to be a specific format. I'm tired of people even bringing that up. But what I'm saying is, I try to be more creative. I try to give more for people to experience. So I started to put dances into my videos. I started to put, you know what I'm saying, like the fight scene into my video. Like the other one when I was talking about, is it World War III or is it World War We? Like, what's really the biggest topics out? Like, a lot of times when I talk, I'm spitting. It's almost like my behavior is like that. So when sometimes I'm dropping a track, a lot of people might look down and grab and might gloss over it. They're not understanding that might just be a monologue of mine. Well, I'm really just saying some things about some subjects, some topics that may be relative to people, and they might see the connectivity between the day's news and things like that. So, but what I realized is that a lot of the people being that they don't know me, that see the content, happen to not stay when it seems hyper personal. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, and like 1 or 2 notes, and there's not a lot to it. People they almost want to go to your shit like it's a YouTube channel. They want to go to your shit and like not just be entertained. They want to feel like they're watching something. Like, there's a reason to grab some popcorn. That's why like a lot of times I'm using the little emoji of the little gif of Michael Jackson eating popcorn because I know that that's what people have been waiting on, and I'm realizing, okay, you know what? Let me just start using more of what I have at my disposal. That's how when you live in the hood. So, long story short, it is what it is. But the thing is, it's become what I've made it become. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy. I'm proud of that. And but at the same token, it's like certain things that maybe I want to talk about. Like some weeks, I bring it up. I'm gonna tell you, let's talk about this, talk about that, and it never happens like that because you know what? Organically, that's not what the pod was made for. So by the time we start to chat, like I really be like, nah, it's whatever's working for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the conversation develop into, because I don't want to be phony. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm really gonna talk about something I'm thinking about, I'm not even gonna talk about the last thing we talked about. I'm gonna talk about Pete Davidson and Kanye. I'm gonna talk to you about
relevant what's trending right now.
Say again.
I'm trying to say you trying to be trending.
Yo, it's not even bro. It's not even just about trending. No, it's not that. What it is it's something that it doesn't intrigue me. It's something that can't escape me, bro. Because you gotta understand, being on the outside looking in, that's where I've been for a long time. Even the different times me and my beings and moved in together, whatever. For the sake of keeping situations positive and things working out best for him and shit like that, and different necessities that we've gone through and shit like that. So for those situations and those moments and the feeling of being outside looking in, I've heard shit, I've felt shit, and I've also disliked a lot. Like I started to listen to his album, and I'm just like, my nigga, how much you gonna complain about this nigga, bro? How much you gonna complain about this woman, bro? And every time he mentions something, it's like something's not even bad. It's just like how it makes him feel bad. And it's like, bro, what else you gonna mention? That she got a Grammy and he keep complimenting Chris. yo, I'm gonna give Chris a kiss. And yo, I'm just like, yo, this nigga's a bastard. Yo, like this nigga's really, bro. This nigga's just like that kid that won't shut up in the corner of the class that he gotta be on Ritalin. And it's like when he's on it, he's like, oh, like off and like silent. Nobody likes it, and you feel bad for him. But the minute he backs himself, you like, nah. Like I'm not feeling that either. And you just aggravated for his plight. I wish that's how I felt about him, but I don't because he a grown up, and sometimes he come off like he understands himself too much. It's like a person patting themselves on the back for being an asshole. Like, bro, you can't say that shit is okay. But I'm also not on the white boy side, nigga. What the fuck you mean?
Oh, you not down with Pete Davidson?
Why? Because he long stroking her. Look, Ariana Grande already had bitches open. She was like, hold up, the little ugly nigga be doing something. What he be doing? Because you know bitches always watch what other bitches do. Listen to me, when a fly bitch, and this I know it because I've been that nigga that's been in this position many times. When a fly bitch, and this woman is impeccable, bad body, got her situation together. 9 times out of 10, that could be any frame and that could be any profession. As long as they situations together and they're gorgeous women, we all know that when their friends see the type of man that they're with, there's always a thought. If you've been a dude in this position, you know what I'm gonna say. And if you've heard of this kind of conversation before, you know what I'm gonna say. And they always want to wonder how a nigga doing in the bed, if that's what it is. But because people start to normally ask, because it's apparent that normally that person might not stand out for their looks alone, or for their, for the fact that they got a car. Whatever. Like for instance, if I pulled up, my baby mom back in the day, the way she used to look, or other girls that have where they used to be, or when we was all young and shit, you'd be like, okay, well this nigga got a whip and he ain't half bad looking. Half the time I was the one being carted around. So you would ask yourself, why is these women with this nigga? And what happens is women start to be more curious than what they let on. And a lot of times that's the nigga that gets around. Because even though every woman's watching out for the Mac Daddy jiggle up, he light skin, got the light eyes, whatever. Most of the time, them niggas is always locked down on something, or they doing dirt and it's super apparent. But when it's the big dude, it's the half a handsome, or he got the scruffy beard, or he got a little no paying job, or he got a low wage or whatever. All of a sudden, women start to wonder like, how come you dealing with this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes him so special compared to all these other dudes that look like him or act like him or don't have the shit that he don't have? And that's the thing with Pete Davidson. I think that his ass is a little ugly. He got whatever his little, situation is with his health or whatever. Bitches see Ariana Grande jumped on it, and I don't know. Pause. I'm gonna say this before I even say this, but I heard some shit about bitches saying some shit about old boy in the bedroom. I don't know if he was hitting it right. I don't know if he was holding. I don't know what it was. I don't even want to speculate because this whole situation is sports. But I know that sexually things come up with females when they wondering about a man, just like any man would do. I'd wonder about a woman too. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is like, yeah, like I think he got that off. Whatever he did, however, whichever one of these joints he had crawling up the walls, like many of us men who have had our conquests have done. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you, like I have had our own. I feel like the way you're perceived changes. So because people start to perceive you differently because their own experiences, it makes other people perceive you differently. You know what I'm saying? Where it might not even be a relationship, might not even be nothing sexual, but in that specific way, I'm telling you right now, bro. I don't see her married to that nigga. I don't see none of that happening. You feel me? Because I know that he's just there piping it. Let's be real. The last time niggas was looking at her ass, it was in like 2013 or 2016, 2013, one of them years after we thought she had fucked with Drake. And everybody said the same thing. Yo, her shit don't look right. And then that same year, Nicki got trashed. And in that interview they was having, she was talking about how they was trashing her all over the internet. If it wasn't a bad picture, it was a bad angle, whatever. And she was saying like all she had at that point was only ass shots. And everybody know that shit wear off a little bit. You gotta, customize or whatever, cosmetically enhance certain shit because of what it does to you. So she said at that point she hadn't had none, but that she eventually did. So, you know what I'm saying? Me looking at the situation from outside looking in, I just think he a little smart ass, and because he's the white boy, because he got all this privilege of, I'm the king of Long Island and whatever. I feel like he feels like in society he got a leg up on him, and I don't think everybody's seeing what I'm seeing because I'm on the outside looking in, and I know that niggas always look at what is it that the new person is doing, and how does that person hold it down. So what happens is he got the fresh new face appeal to the family. He ain't break her heart yet, not even one way yet. You know what I'm saying? He ready to welcome her to every party. He ready. Come on, she Kim Kardashian, nigga. Of course you gonna let her come everywhere you at, dude. Of course. Feel me? But you not Kanye West. You're not in the studio. You need to concentrate. And she's sitting there looking at fucking bags from other people. She over there looking at sneakers from other people. And I know that's Kim Kardashian in the studio, nigga. Oh, you think Kim Kardashian in the studio only focus on Kanye? Come on, that's what I'm saying. So you gotta ask yourself why this nigga always moved the way he moved, where he wanted the kids close and wanted her close, but why it always seemed like she had to live that life like that. She had to live that life when she's out there. So you gotta understand. Do I blame Kanye for some of the things he's thinking and saying? No. Do I blame Kim? Do I blame Pete? No. Everybody's human. But what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna rock with nobody. I'm not gonna rock with nobody in that situation because I feel like everybody is a creature of their own habits and everybody doing whatever they want to do in their circle. Feel me? It is what it is. Fuck them anyway because it's not nobody I care about. Only thing I say, because Kanye a black man, only thing I say is I wish somebody would tell him to shut the fuck up sometimes.
Yo, you only tried to say that and he was talking about how he get him hit.
My thing is, how the fuck is that nigga not getting arrested behind this shit? Like, how the fuck is Kanye able to just say anything to niggas?
Because anybody can just say anything. It's America. Freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want. As long as you're not doing nothing, just talking.
Yeah, but so I'm asking you, this nigga Pete Davidson, this nigga fucking Kanye, you ain't know whose side you on?
I'm not anybody's side. Because Kanye shouldn't have dealt with her in the first place. He wouldn't be in the situation. And Pete Davidson is just a guy doing what he's supposed to be
doing. Yo, Pete Davidson is handling the handles, my man.
Yeah, girl, listen. She'll say no because of who she used to date.
Listen, according to the King James version, that man doing exactly what he's supposed to do. I think he trying to get one more out of it. If you ask me. If you ask me, he ain't stupid. He know that her net worth is 10 times higher than his net worth. And he said, yo, I'm worth like $2 million, a carton of cigarettes, and a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? And Kim Kardashian worth like 80 to them hundreds to them of them mills and bills and all that. And what the fuck else you think he had to think, nigga? He said, nigga, I'm power driving this shit as often as it takes. Then he got issues too. He like, bro, I'm only gonna be hitting it like this for another 5 years. He said he about to go because last I checked, he like 32. Right?
I don't know how old Pete Davidson is.
Boom, exactly. See, so this is my point. See, this is why we need the audio team.
They're supposed to look it up to see how
the digital team want to join with the joint. Yo, all right. So the man, I know he a young man, bro. I'm not saying he could be older than me. You feel me? But my point is still the same. I mean, I consider myself to be an old nigga, but you always say yourself to be fucking old and shit like it ain't nothing. So all right. Info I see on this nigga is this man, of course. Like I say, he's 28, bro. He got a good look. He got a strong 7 years. Breaking her back out before anything started even hurting him, nigga. I remember the first thing anything even started to hurt me, I think I was like 33, 34. So, nigga, the next 5 years of his life, nigga, he not gonna get not one back pain from fucking. Not one. 32? Bro, I'm not gonna ask you how you was hitting at 32, son. Pause. I know you was breaking bitches down. Who wasn't, bro? 32 is that number for every man, bro. You'd have been doing what you've been doing for a while. You like a decade into this shit. You know what it is. And if you like niggas like us, you was in even before that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like you've been getting ass for damn near 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, Pete Davidson, he 28. He 28. He at the other side of that coin. He 28. That's a young boy. That's a young man. So this is a teenager. Power driving that man wife. Listen, you're not gonna tell me he not hitting heights right now. Why do you think she would be dealing with him so long already? He hitting heights, bro. Let's be real. So you see what I'm saying? So in the epitome of it all is hate. Where we at with Kanye, why he feeling ways, what's really going on? It's always something about his kids. He always feeling like, we should consider the situation, how it affect the kids. He moving like the her disenfranchised mother right there. He acting like he the one who lost value in the situation. You know what I'm saying? When in actuality, both of them are making more money than they ever been, and they both upgraded each other. So let's not act like I felt you what you said about how Kanye acted and why he shouldn't have been with her. But my opinion is she ain't do nothing to him that he ain't wanted.
My man's lost in the sauce, and now it is what it is. You can't be up there crying about what she doing and how she doing. She's been moving like that from the jump street.
Exactly.
She put out that raging tape while she was dating Nick Cannon.
Exactly. Exactly. First of all, nobody want to understand. You know how many marriages that woman broke up? I'm done with everybody. Listen, I'm not trying to vilify her. I'm not trying to make her a bad guy or whatever. I'm not trying to stick up for her. Nothing. She not no bad worse than anybody else. My point is this: if that nigga hit up Kanye again and say, "Yo, it's Ski," you gotta say Ski, right? Because the nigga name is Pete Davidson, like Pete, and he spelled his nickname Skete.
You said Ski because that's what he's doing.
Bro, if he texts Kanye one more time, yo, if he come on, bro. The only thing I gotta say is he might not be the villain, but he definitely my favorite anti-hero of the series right now. Like he the nigga that make you keep watching. Like when Shane was wilding on Rick. Like he kept helping and shit, but he kept wilding on Rick on some shit like that was the evil part of him. Bro, the shit he doing to Kanye is the evilest thing ever though. Let's be honest. Let's not skimp on the mayonnaise, bro. Let's be real for once, yo. I know I'm being devil's advocate saying it like this. But the shit he doing to Kanye is the deepest shit ever, yo. Even if he only gave Kanye one dap in their whole life, bro. I don't care if them niggas never shot pool, if that nigga never loaned Kanye $5, if they never ate at each other's parents' house. Listen, bro. If that nigga smoked one J with Kanye and now he beating, nah, yo. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's not act like that nigga's super innocent. Cause that's the one thing I ain't been liking in the argument. Everybody like, yo, what is Pete Davidson doing that's wrong? And at first I didn't think there was nothing to it because I said, well, they all know each other. You know what I'm saying? This is Hollywood, right? But then niggas start saying like them niggas should chill while he was married. Then you be like, nigga, when did he start hitting?
Open the door for the wolves.
See?
That's what no other dude get mad comfortable chilling with you and your lady.
But what make you think? See, but who we talking about? We talking about Ski or we talking about your mans? You want to open the door? Who we really vilifying right now? Because it seems like this nigga threw a rock and he trying to run away now.
No, look at it like this. You got a shorty. You want me chilling in the crib with your shorty every day?
Don't disrespect me like that, bro.
See, the concept is unthinkable. But Kanye thought he had it like that.
See?
He thought he was doing something next level.
But what? But how you know? That's not. Yo, nah, let's not see. There you go trying to vilify Kanye. First of all, you don't know what happened. None of us do. Let's not say he had a man day. I'm saying at some point, if they chilled in any way, I didn't say nothing about none of that. I said if they chilled at any point in some way, that in my opinion, the shit he doing is foul. I had a nigga that was supposedly cool with me. Call himself my brother, all kind of shit. Used to come check me all the time. Won't even mention his name here, even though I don't got no reason not to. This nigga called himself my mans. I was chilling with a joint. One day he had a telly. He told me, yo, you could use the telly. I'm thinking he gonna be out. He like, nah, I want to stay here. So you want to stay here? So before I had, really sold my road low, saying I had no threesome before nothing. So I went straight to the bathroom. Hit the shit in the bathroom. I thought it was weird though, right? And he ain't wait outside the room. He ain't want to wait in the bathroom. I was a young nigga at the time. I ain't never even saying that to him about it. I just say, yo, let's go in the bathroom now. It happened what happened, but it ain't go down the way it's supposed to go down because, you know what I mean? Why should I be hitting in the bathroom? I can hit in any bathroom. And Shorty even said that shit. Like, nigga, we came all the way to the telly for you to film me in the bathroom. Like, feel me? So I was like, nah, 2 months later, he hitting it.
You open the door for the situation.
Because I brought her over there, right? Nigga, they knew each other. They met each other when I met her. So we all met each other at the same time. You know, Scoop and Scoop, that wasn't nothing I thought was that deep. But what you gotta understand is there's niggas that'll be waiting for you to slip up in any type of way. Even if you doing nothing to them, they'll still try to take the shit you fucking. It is what it is. There's some niggas that's into that shit. There's some niggas that's really creepy about that shit. Where they'll really sit there and try to fuck a shorty just because that shorty fucked a certain dude. And it's the weirdest shit ever. And I heard real niggas say this shit. Real niggas that get pussy, like myself, will admit to this shit. That there's always a nigga that they know that want to fuck every shorty that they fuck. I know niggas and I fuck they joints. I know niggas fuck joints. I fuck you, but it was never situations like that type of situation. You see what I'm saying? One joint I put somebody on, somebody put me on. Things happen. But then it's different when a person like plotting and scheming. You see what I'm saying?
So if somebody plotting and scheming on your female, that's not your homeboy.
So now everybody try to tell me this shit. Yo, you know, and I'm like, nah. So she'll come around for a couple days. I don't even up. We supposed to have chill whole night. So I go. I don't say shit to her when I see her, and she just like, yo, I want to talk to you. And like I skirt the whole situation. Yo, what's up? We chilling. We smoking. And she just like, yo, she want to talk to me. This whole thing, right? Well, you gotta understand how the fuck I feel. I'm like, nah, chill, bro. I'll tell you how the shit goes down. Afterwards, we by the bus. Yo, she's trying to grab me all up. She said, you lucky we not somewhere right now. I'll make you fuck me right now. Da da da. I don't give a fuck. You not my man anyway. Da da da. Why are you mad? So I'm like, what? So she tries to confront me about her fucking somebody. Long story short, like I dumped her. Like a lot of bitches in the past, nigga. The bitches thought that they had me wrapped around their finger. Thought they was gonna treat a nigga whatever kind of way. Even though that was just a bitch. You gotta understand, nigga, you gotta respect me. I don't give a fuck who it is. You gotta respect me, you dealing with me. You see what I'm saying? And my thing was, we was good, but we wasn't that good. We wasn't good like, you was gonna fuck my man and not even tell me about it. You could at least say something. Look what my nigga said. What Kanye say? He said, just don't fuck nobody without telling me. Yo, you laugh what you want, nigga. I feel like she tried to disrespect. Same way Pete Davidson tried to disrespect. It's what it is, bro. People don't gotta be snakes. You could be upfront about your desires. The problem is people don't want to ever admit to the competition. What they say is, but why would I tell that person? That person's in direct competition, right? No, is that you're gonna be sneaky, then you're gonna say there was never that. And that's where the sneakiness come in. Then you're gonna say later on that nah, it was never that. And yeah, maybe I thought she was attractive. Or yeah, maybe I thought he was. So it's like, bro, people have that behavior. Like, come on now. Like, who is it? Oh,
I don't know.
I know a nigga like that.
No opinion of the situation, but the more you talk about it, the more I feel like Pete Davidson ain't doing nothing.
Yo, but see, so I give it to him though. That's why I give it to him though as a man, cause he pulled that off. Cause you gotta understand, this is a nigga that came up off the street doing comedy. Granted, let's not say he don't got like a little whatever. His family's known. I don't know. I think he related to Jim Carrey. Whole thing with the comedy store. I don't fucking know nothing. All I know is he a white boy. He got regular white boy privilege, right? High middle income, right? You know, to them that's dirt poor. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in his family got a house. People live in certain places. They treat minorities like shit, but they don't really got much. So they consider themselves to be a minority because they're Italian, because they're Irish, because you see what I'm saying? Like you come from that subset of white people that don't adhere to white standards. You know, he didn't go to college. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? So granted, he probably don't feel like he cookie cutter whatever niggas say he not the flyest nigga whatever. I give him his respect because to me, he could have ended up where most niggas that look like that and act like that go, which is to the streets today, nigga. They start cracking out. They do this. They do that. You know, look at what happened with what's this nigga Hulk Hogan's son. And like you could tell that nigga was too white for his own good. Yo, you got that much privilege, yo, and your father pay you no mind. Like literally, you don't got the frame that he do. You built smaller than your sister. You know what I'm saying? You older than her, but she taller than you.
You know, I don't know none of this about Hulk Hogan's son.
Yo, Hulk Hogan's son, listen to me. Hulk Hogan's son went and crashed his car on the show that they had, right? I love that show, right? He crashed the car, his father told him, da da da, put him. I said, yo, he put it too harsh. I forgot who used to watch it when I was a kid. Whoever it was, I remember telling them, "Oh, watch this shit. How it turns out in the future. You can't do that to kids, bro." Instead of talking to him, he looked like he never even hugged that man. Like it looked like they did not have a connection. So it's like he's punishing him, and you, the mother, I can hear the mother's pain in her voice, and she's telling him like, "Yo, did you even talk to him, whatever?" She was like, "What'd you do? Just take the car away, right?" And he's like, he doesn't even have a car. And they went, I took the license. He can't do nothing. So she just started bringing shit up. He does this for me, does that for me when you're not around. Who's gonna do those things? He starts just saying shit like he's gonna pay these people and those people, and he's gonna do what he says, and if he doesn't do, it, he can get the fuck out. Like it was just one of them things. Like one of the regular, like to me, white men situations where white men don't give their kid they firstborn boys love like that. They gotta earn that shit. You know what I'm saying? They allow the secondborns to be spoiled by the moms all day. You know what I'm saying? That could be theirs, but you know what it is. They always want soldiers, whatever quarterbacks, fucking, you know how they is, cops, firefighters, doctors, and they don't play. They want something out of their boys. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it looked like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the situation, and you gotta understand. Like, look, for me, and my situation, and the way I'm coming from looking at the situation from the outside looking in. Like Pete Davidson do his thing. You know what I'm saying? He do his thing from comedy. You know what I'm saying? He's a well liked person. You know what I'm saying? Kanye don't got those benefits.
Kanye don't got the benefits of being well liked.
No, not in the circles that Pete Davidson is. Because people hold Kanye to another standard of normalcy that he don't adhere to. So you gotta look at the situation from the perspective of this dude, Ye. He's a regular dude, but he has genius ideas. Now he considers himself damn near God because he knows that the science of how it works. Mind plus matter. We start going into the nuances of what controls what, superpositioning, wormholes, all that shit. What happens is the energy matters, right? Energies, proportions, and things like that all come from, you know what I'm saying, the distribution energy. Like the things that are holding water back, the dams, they're made up of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like the water is damn near, you know what I'm saying, a concept. Like it's to the point where all these things are fractional pieces of a one reality. And what happens is it's fractional because we all perceive different levels of what's normal. You see what I'm saying? And there's regular people in society that they feel like they can perceive certain shit in a certain way, and a lot of times when they're too different, we treat them a certain way. So when we start to say well liked is not hated, but well liked is supposed to mean that it's a moderate take on it. It's even the people that dislike them don't dislike them a lot.
Don't get full, because I'm gonna start cooking that shit, and then you can can't eat that. You understand?
Uh-oh.
Snack a little bit if you want, but don't mess your dinner.
All right, hello.
Yeah, go back into the perceptions of reality.
No, because that my point still stands. What I say is that when we look at Kanye, you gotta look at his way of looking at the situation. You know what I'm saying? The you know what I'm saying? The situation I had with old girl. I've had people in my life like that they treat you like they care about you. But, depending on the situation, they might turn on you to not be, what I'm saying, associated with you that way anymore because of how it benefits them. And you got to look at for instance, what he suffered, right, in the process. Trying to be himself, trying to go against the media, trying to do all this other stuff. And what you got to understand is that there's a way wider audience for the opposite. And it's like Pete Davidson always came off like that, like the opposite of what a Kanye is. So even though it seemed like Kanye used to be more liberal, used to be more whatever, whatever, now his positions are out of the box, but they always seem to be more constrained. And constraint means that he likes to liberate things, but his values are how do I put it? His values are really conservative. You know what I mean? So he's a conservative, and he is a libertarian, and that's what's different because he's not a liberal, He's a libertarian, meaning that he lives by that motto. So then you gotta look at it like anybody. Why would he do that? Why would he be that type of a person, but basically back and be in the conceptual way of thinking it, where he's more reserved about what he wants to take risk on. He's more national when it comes to his priorities. He's more, you know what I'm saying, to himself when it comes to what's important to him. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times people don't understand is that you need one to have the other. And I start to see Kanye from a really, really familiar perspective, and it's my own two eyes. So when I say, yo, what he suffered, we gotta remember this man had more than one meltdown online, on live, on fucking the media stage, and that right now, this moment, even in this conversation, is promoting how entertaining his dysfunction is. And that being a situation, that leaves people not only with a sour taste in their mouth, but with a anxiousness of wanting to know more. So when I say what he suffered, is that he either has to choose to make something of it or not. So it looked like he did nothing but work on music to get through it. And now that it's like he's supposed to be letting it out, now that things are supposed to be like flushed out, I feel like people don't understand why Down the Two just came out, or people don't understand why he looked like he was fine before all of this came out. He was fine because he was going through it alone. He was going through it privately. People act like the shit about Pete Davidson was known for years. I just found out about this shit like maybe not even a month ago, like 2, 3 weeks ago, maybe that, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I was like, Pete Davidson doing what? Because I know about Pete Davidson. I know of Pete. I know more about Pete Davidson's life than I know Kanye's life. Because I've only heard of shit about Kanye, but as far as like looking at Kanye's face on a considerable basis, ever since past graduation, I can't sit here and tell you that I follow anything that Kanye does. I just really hear of his music, hear of the happenings, and then I pay attention to what I care about. But when it comes to Pete Davidson, he's one of those comics that I was actually listening to and thinking that he was funny as shit when Ariana Grande started to fuck with him. And I thought that it was wild that somebody that came off so conservative will fuck with him. So you gotta think, basically, Kim Kardashian is a Democrat and Kanye is a Republican. So the point is, in their marriage, they didn't have any alliances. And what I think people don't see from where Kanye's coming from is that at the end of everything, when everything's fine and nobody wants to talk about the situation no more, you're getting all these fucking epiphanies. And you're like, you're up at night because remember, you just had peace. You just had peace of mind. You just had a circle of kids and a wife and things that brought you comfort, that when you was wild and when you was having your moments and you was doing stuff that were past the point, right? You're alone with time to think. He's come to all these realizations and he's like acting like a child and he's whining and I feel like people not seeing that for what that is. People saying, well, he's flipping and he's being abusive for just texting shit. Literally, not texting shit, should I say, putting shit on Twitter. So every time he says something, whether he mentions her, mentions him, that to everybody in pop culture, that's harassment. He can't just talk about it. He can't just say things. He can't just give his opinion about something that happened to him online. Like I could right now make a video and go viral. And people will congratulate me and say, damn, he talked through his problems. He didn't do nothing crazy. No, Kanye tries to talk and he gets told to shut up. So when I say, oh, he suffered, I don't think people understand what it is to be a black man no more. Like people are starting to think that because he has money, that he can't be looked at as a black man. Like, no, it's still a problem for Kanye to have feelings. It's still an issue for people to hear him have feelings and see Pete Davidson with his tongue out like, ha ha, fuck you. And everybody's like, nigga, why do you care? It's because they intentionally trying to have him everywhere that Kim is so he can't talk to her one on one. If their intention, and what it is that he knows her personality. I'm sure he's feeling like, yo, when we was together, I could talk to her about these things. I could tell her about this. So even though he's wrong, but what y'all gotta remember is why he's wrong and he's saying what he's saying, he's exclaiming. To him, he's probably on a sinking ship and he's like, nigga, come save us. It's not just we that needs help, it's us. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably feeling like, yo, I should have tried to do this before when I still had her ear. And he's probably feeling like if you don't say nothing now, that it won't change nothing in the future. And I feel like maybe what people not getting is that he's calling on Chris more than what people want to believe. And I'm saying that he fucks with Chris because Chris is probably sober. You see what I'm saying? We don't know what type of drugs Kim do. We don't know what type of shit she get into. We just know that Kanye was a fucking addict and was doing wild shit, and she stayed with him the whole time. We know that Khloe Kardashian was with fucking Lamar Odom, super faithful, and this thing was doing hella drugs. I don't want to blame the culture of the family. I just know that the mom has always taught them to stick by their men. Now, I'm not saying she should have been slapping him instead of making him sandwiches, but my point is we don't know the dynamic of any of them personally, privately. So when I see Kanye acting the way he acts, I don't think people want to take it as genuine shit. But if you start to take it as genuine shit, he has pretty thought out conversations with his fans all the time about the things that are going on. And he explains things good and eloquently and politely and things like that. But I think what people are not understanding this is that him being diagnosed with bipolar means is that he is a threat to himself and that he is a threat to others. And what I don't like and what I think is harsh and dismissing of it all is that people still want to judge him as a regular person. And that's what I mean when I say suffered. And I mean that people keep trying to put him on trial, even though they're supposed to be putting the illness on trial. They're supposed to put the problems that he's going through on trial and say, when people act this way, you're not supposed to feed in, whatever. No, it's that they leaning into it and they feeding off of his grief. And it's probably the ugliest shit I ever seen happen to him. So I gotta be honest with you. That's his family that they be talking about. That's his ex-wife that they be talking about. This is not, like until she died, she can't say I'm not his ex-wife. This is something that I don't even know if people get. Like he owes her the fact that he's her ex-husband the same way she owes him the fact that she's his ex-wife. That's the thing you owe to someone. What does that mean? That means that in any case and in any event, if you do a certain thing, people are still gonna attach you. So when I say, oh, I mean, if you don't give a fuck about how you look, that's one thing. But you do know that the people you associate with may look away too. So what happens is they're associated for life. So what she doing does matter, and how they're moving does matter. But what I think is comical is that it seems like, you know, I don't know if people understand, but that the fact that he's making everything so public is probably the only way we know that he's going through shit. Because you gotta understand, you really think Kim and P and like nobody's going crazy in nobody's houses, nobody's arguing, nobody's acting crazy about the situation, that she not looking at the phone, that she not texting him from some other number, or arguing with him back and forth. Like what makes people think that this is all Kanye for? Cause we don't know why Kanye online flipping out all the time. We don't know if he's being texted by some random ass number harassing him about the situation. And the number is this nigga. Because if I seen anything on that post, it's that it looked like your boy P Davidson is putting the shit out. He's taking pictures of their conversations and he's putting it online. You know what I'm saying?
And in that sense.
Yeah. So if they both got a similar problem, everybody really going through a similar kind of mental illness where they're neglecting their responsibilities to them kids by stopping the bullshit because anything that's being added from the fuel to the fire from him and Kim Kardashian is allowing them to keep dating him, just like from Kanye, they're both wrong. Nobody's not wrong. What I think, like I said, was distasteful is that people forgetting that he got a problem. Because if we're not making jokes, if we're not making somebody, we're making it a thing. Why? Because of who he is. You know what I'm saying? Because really, would we have recorded it if it wasn't because he's Kanye? Because there's always somebody fucking somebody's bitch. That's a common occurrence.
Yeah.
Like, let me make this public service announcement. There is always somebody fucking your bitch. That's just like something that's normal in life. I don't know if people get that.
No, especially talking about the ex. Ex is ex.
Yeah, especially when y'all not together. You could still think of her as yours. That don't mean somebody else ain't hearing that shit super raw, mad hard from the bag double times.
Well, they not supposed to.
People don't never want to believe that. My thing, why I always say relax about the topic is because you know what? What can you do, bro?
You can't do anything.
What can you
That's
do?
Why you shouldn't waste your time being online.
Yo, that's why I'm happy. Yeah, that's why I'm happy my baby mom's.
All this stuff like
this. Yeah, she barely even got a goddamn social media. I thank the Lord. Shit. I said, I thank the Lord that my baby moms ain't got no social media no more than nothing. Shit, nigga. Ain't nobody listen. I thank the Lord. People be acting like, look, you call me whatever. At the end of the day, don't nobody want to hear about they exes fucking around, even if you don't give a fuck about the ex or not. Don't nobody want to know about that. First of all, First of all, let the young man have his due. Let him break the walls down. That's great. That's great to hear about. You know what I'm saying? I love it. If you like it, I love it. But let's be honest. Let's bring it to the table. There is something to be said about niggas having some sort of class, man. And all that fuck you tongue out shit, then the shit goes out on the internet. Come on, man. I'm trying to block all that shit out of my life. I don't need to see that. For real. They trying to bring the drama out.
Right now is feeding the Kardashian machine, which is going to keep that going.
You said the what?
Right now, we're feeding into the Kardashian machine, even having this conversation.
Why? Listen, but you know what you're not understanding is that name, Kanye West, is what feeds that machine.
And yeah, he's feeding it too. He's on the machine.
Exactly, because this conversation about the man. The conversation about the man, the myth, the legend. Huh? Now be real with me though. When you first played the College Dropout,